Welcome back. Our doctors are answering your email healthcare questions at greatdayhouston.com. When you're a young couple, it sounds so sweet to say, let's grow old together. Then you start getting tired, fat, and no sex drive. Suddenly things aren't so romantic anymore, but all that can change with customized hormone and vitamin therapy. Please welcome Dr. Shelina Laji with Dr. Shel Wellness and Medical Spa and her patients, David and Tracy Benedettini. Hi there.
Hello.
High school sweethearts.
Yep.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah. And then come the children, and then things start to change, and all that type of stuff. What is it?
Reality kicks in.
And then that thing called aging kicks in, even though you're still fairly young. But what were the things that you were noticing?
For me, fatigue, especially after having kids. You know, you want to do things with your kids, and you get home from work, and the boys want to do things with you. And not now, I'm feeling tired.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss out on that stuff.
To hear that from men, because women say it, and the reason why we're supposedly tired is because they say, well, you had a baby, your hormones took a hit, right? But to hear a man say it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I like that because, you know, there is a term for it now, Deborah. It's called andropause, and some of us have heard of it, but it is the male version of menopause, and it starts around late 30s to early 40s, and a lot of men, just like we women, they're thinking, what happened? You know, I had all this energy, I was going and lifting weights and working out and building all this muscle, and it's not there anymore. I keep pumping the iron, nothing happens. And it's the male version of menopause, and so the testosterone levels are declining, and they keep on declining, mind you, until you start getting in there and doing something about it. Your human growth hormone's declining, testosterone, your supplements, your nutritional status is declining. So really, just like women, men too need the same kind of revamp and customization.
Right. So you were feeling the same thing too?
Well, mine started out, I was extremely tired, extremely tired. And then it went into moodiness. Don't get it started, really. And then I started noticing some swelling, and that's what concerned me. So I went to a couple of physicians, had a series of tests, and both of them said, you're normal. Yeah,
you're within the range. And we hear this a lot, Dr. Laji, but what you do, and more doctors are coming around to this, is to look at the symptoms. Instead of you're within the range, whose range are you talking about? Not everybody's the same. You look at the symptoms. And when you looked at these two, what did you find, and what kinds of tests and things did you do to figure out what it was? And then we'll talk about exactly how you treated it.
Great question. The kinds of tests that you really must do is really look at the individuals. And you want to look at their hormonal balance. So in a woman, you want to look at their estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, DHEA, cortisol, and one of the most important ones, as you know, is the thyroid. So look at that for both men and women, as well as in a man, you want to look at the testosterone, the free and total testosterone, the DHEA, the cortisol, the sex hormone binding globulin, the PSA, make sure that's not too high.
And you're throwing out a lot of stuff here, but basically those are the things that rule the body. Hormones that rule the body.
They exactly do. And then you also want to look at the nutrients, because if you don't have the adequate amount of nutrients, you're not going to be able to process any of it. So you want to look at the nutritional status of each individual and then customize it in different ways, whether it's oral, or now we have IV nutritional therapy.
All right, let's go through these. One, of course, you are a big supporter of bioidentical hormones. Why bioidentical, and what does that mean?
Bioidentical means that these hormones are biologically identical to what our bodies produce. So our bodies produce certain hormones that we have receptors for. If we introduce hormones into our body that we cannot recognize, those particular hormones called synthetic hormones, like the Premarins and the Proveras, etc., are going to come into our body, and our body doesn't know what to do with them. So we need to get the estradiol, the estriol, and bind those to the receptor sites and be able to get the effects that we normally
So your body has no idea, it's not producing it on its own. Okay, and then the other thing you have is called the Myers Cocktail Nutritional Therapy. What is that? Oh, you got a big smile on your face here. Yeah, the Myers Cocktail.
Not yet, but she's pushing it.
All right, so.
Well, the Myers Cocktail is great, Deborah, and it really depends on where you are with nutritional status as well as chronic diseases. It is a fantastic way of introducing nutrients into your body through an IV. So essentially, we mix up high doses of vitamin C, the B vitamins, B12, magnesium, and a lot of other vitamins, and introduce it directly into you intravenously, and it doesn't have to go through the stomach, the liver, or any of those systems to break it down. So it goes directly into your body. Great for chronic fatigue, also for cancer patients, for heart disease, asthma, severe asthma, and things of that that nature. So if people are just trying to maintain a healthy status, I'd say once a month is sufficient.
Okay.
If you want to really treat something actively, then you may need it up to once a week.
Yeah, if your body's compromised and fighting.
Exactly, fighting something.
Okay. Secretatage? Or how's this?
The secretagogue.
Okay,
the secretagogue. This is another product that I think is fantastic because, like I mentioned earlier, most of us, all of us, have human growth hormone,
right,
and it starts declining. I'm not a big believer in giving human growth hormone unless you're really, truly deficient.
Right.
But there is a product called secretagogue which actually stimulates our own pituitary to promote the production of human growth hormone, and that is safe, effective, and just terrific.
Yeah,
so
and again, what human growth hormone does in our body is to
stimulate growth, stimulate energy, stimulate production of everything else that goes around in the body. So that is the main hormone that actually, when you're growing up, that you need, and you need to maintain good health with the human growth hormone.
All right. So for you, what did you start doing? You're taking bioidentical hormones?
Yes, yes. And it was my thyroid.
Yes.
And she started treating it, and along with it, she kind of customized something just for me. The vitamins, all of it goes together, which I never knew. No physician ever told me that.
Never said that. You're right. And so, how long did it take for you to notice like your energy level? And yeah. But I know you talk about that tired
because
part.
I was really way down there.
Yeah.
So.
But it's interesting because I would get so tired I'd sit at a stoplight and think, how much time do I have to
Absolutely.
sleep? I mean, that's pretty bad, right?
Absolutely.
All right. And then for you?
You know, it's about a month after going there, I noticed a tremendous difference. The B12 injections.
Yeah.
Again, you know, monitoring everything that your body requires and taking out the things your body doesn't require. You know, you don't get that on the side of a multivitamin over the counter.
Yeah.
This is very specific to my specific needs. It's tremendous. It's tremendous difference for me.
Great difference.
I'm in the best shape of my life.
Okay.
I'm 82 years old.
Big question. Did the moodiness go away?
You know what? I think everybody goes through something when they get older.
The right
you know,
answer
stress.
is
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yes.
Dr. Lodge, you do find that sometimes for a lot of couples when they're going through these stressors, that can become a big crack in a marriage because the sex life goes away, all that stuff goes away, and so this way it's something. It's a very simple answer. It's not
exactly.
You know,
and I have great respect for couples that actually do it as a couple because you know the man's not just looking at the woman saying, "Well, you're moody, change that." It's a team effort because it's not just one person or the other. We're all getting older. We all need to be stimulated in many different ways. We all need to control our mood swings. Men get moody too.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
And so we need to control that.
Yes, I can vouch for that.
That's right.
Okay, so I'm glad you're all high school sweethearts again.
Yes,
Absolutely.
they are. Yes, they are.
Dr. Shel is hosting Wellness Week on June 15th with a wellness and nutrition seminar from 6 to 8 p.m. You can call her office and reserve a space. We also have 2 audience specials today. Get 20% off any wellness and laser service if you call and make an appointment today. Plus, if you purchase a laser hair removal service for one area of your body, because you know, as you get older, hair grows in places that it shouldn't be, you can get the second area for free. Okay, the spa is located at 1437 Highway 6 in Sugar Land. You can call her office at 281-313-7435, 281-313-7435, which spells Shel, S-H-E-L. You can also log on to drshel.com. And I know we talked about a lot of stuff today, but this overall, everything in terms of wellness, you take care of at that facility. So
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Deborah.
all right. Thank you all very much.